Fever select
Indiana Fever can arguably be compared to the Golden State Warriors. Wait, let me backtrack. The Indiana Fever will eventually be compared to the Golden State Warriors, and I know it's a stretch, but hear me out. In the past few years, franchises like the Detroit Lions, OKC Thunder, and Phoenix Suns have arisen from rebuilding phases to playoff contenders. And after drafting the face of women's basketball, Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever have a chance to do the same.
Playoff teams last year, we showed continued improvement. We've got the nucleus of our team back.
Before you click off this video thinking this is a bad take, let me lay out the picture for you. When is the last time you remember seeing a headline about the Indiana Fever in any major sports outlet? Just last year, the Indiana Fever were ranked as the third worst team in the league after finishing the season 13-27. The year before that, they were ranked last in the league, sitting at 5-31. To make matters worse, they would also be the second to last team in the league for home game attendance. It doesn't take rocket science to glance at those two seasons and understand what phase the Indiana Fever franchise is in right now. They desperately need superstars who can come in and create a dynasty. And if I'm being real, the Fever would already strike gold with the rookie pick, Aaliyah Boston. It was easy to see her high-level production in her first season. And it's clear that the Fever understood that Aaliyah needed a superstar who could complement her playing style. Who other than Caitlin Clark to be that superstar? The rare case you don't know who Caitlin Clark is, she just broke the record as the NCAA all-time leading scorer this past season. And to top it off, Clark and Boston have already built chemistry and past experiences.
Boston and Clark were once teammates representing Team USA basketball. Should the draft go as expected, they would be teammates again here in Indy.
Caitlin Clark is on pace to become the greatest women's basketball player to ever play the game. But in order to earn that title, we must see the young star achieve what seems impossible: to take a bottom-tier team to dynasty-level status. And I mean, this isn't the first time that Caitlin Clark has done this. Though Iowa women's basketball was nowhere near being a bottom-tier team before Caitlin arrived, her arrival definitely exploded the exposure of the program, grew revenue, and allowed for multiple shots at the national title. The question is, will she be able to do the same for Indiana?
I'm just very thankful that they have a belief in me. I was just ready for a new challenge and something new in my life. Felt like I kind of had done everything at Iowa that I possibly could, and we did a lot of amazing things.
Just a few years ago in 2021, the Fever started to gain anticipation while hosting a New Jersey campaign. And they had a solid mix of vets and up-and-comers on the squad, so fans were curious to see what they could do. After a rough pandemic-shortened season in 2020, we all thought they were going to bounce back pretty strong. But then, things turned south real quick. Rough start saw them open with the 1-5 record, followed by a downward spiral into a franchise record 12-game losing streak. Sheesh. The Fever would finish in last place with a 6-26 record, matching their lowest season win total seen in 2018 and 2020. Since then, they have failed to achieve a winning record, and that dates back to the retirement of Tamika Catchings in 2016. It's a regular contender in the postseason. The team now finds itself in the midst of a 5-year playoff drought, but there is hope.
The Indiana Fever says ticket inquiries spiked after Caitlin Clark announced her decision to enter the WNBA draft. Now, season ticket holders are saying they're glad they got on board before all of this excitement started.
The Indiana Fever just added value to 3 key areas: finance, competitiveness, and exposure. Financially, drafting Caitlin Clark has already benefited the franchise as ticket sales have surged for the 2024 season. And the WNBA scheduled the Indiana Fever for 36 games on national television in the 2024 regular season. So now, not only does Clark benefit the Fever financially, but also exposure-wise for the brand.
We've seen a lot of enthusiasm online and on social media. The organization has also seen the enthusiasm lead to a spike in ticket inquiries.
I mean, how many of you really watch Fever games? It goes without saying, but in basketball, all it takes is one player to change the direction of a franchise. Although it's a team sport, sport, one player can control a basketball game. And the only other sport that has this much control in a team setting is football and the quarterback position. Caitlin Clark has that ability to be the face of the franchise. Her ability to score from anywhere on the court makes her a dangerous threat for defenses as it spreads them thin and man-to-man. This opens up the lane for cuts, pick and rolls, layups, and easy assists. Easy assists, other players score, and when other players score, your team inherently and very gradually improves. But honestly, that's not even the most genius move they made. The most strategic move of drafting Caitlin Clark will actually be the long-term effect on the game of women's basketball. The WNBA commissioner has already announced the addition of 2 more teams into the league.
To get ready for this moment, quite frankly, and maybe we didn't know we were getting ready for this moment. And then expansion, is on the horizon for us, as well as globalizing the game. So really just this all coming together at one time.
Not only will Clark bring exposure to the Indiana Fever, but the Fever will now be positioned as the WNBA poster team. And with attention comes criticism. With so many eyes on Clark and the Fever for the 2024 season, the stakes will be high, which means room for error will be minimal. As the WNBA continues to develop, rookies like Clark are entering a league filled with experienced veterans, presenting them with their ultimate challenge. Tons like Diana have already hinted at the tough road ahead for Caitlin Clark, indicating that she will be put to the test. But with her competitive nature and keen basketball IQ, Clark is just poised enough to thrive in the face of this challenge. To be honest, the Fever will need to strategically continue to build around Clark to ensure she has the right pieces. Picture this: Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, Nalisa Smith, and Aaliyah Boston leading the charge, while Grace and Erica command the second unit. With this lineup, it's difficult to imagine anything but the Indiana Fever battling it out against the New York Liberty in the 2024 WNBA semifinals. Clark is able to achieve a WNBA championship in her rookie season. Where does that place her? Thank you for watching this video. If you want to see how good Angel Reese is or Caitlin Clark's college career, click this video.